Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. We're starting our Final Fantasy XIV stream here today. I hope you're doing all right. Let us know down in the comments what's going on with you. If you just prefer to lurk and enjoy the atmosphere and the game with us, that's quite all right too. We're happy to have you here. So let me make sure we got everything set up, and we'll get started on this. We left off in Ankaro yesterday. Turns out that, take a moment for the game to catch on there, I think. But we left off in Gosetsu, and Yotsuyu were found alive, and Yotsuyu has recently regained her memories. So she will be returning with her brother, her stepbrother Asahi. And we are figuring out what to do about that. Spoke with Rasho here at the Confederacy yesterday, and they want us to repair the hull of a ship for them. So I guess we'll do that. Get on our trusty bird here and head on over to the ship and fix some holes, or patch some holes in the hull here. Upon closer inspection, you spot a small crack in one of the planks. So good thing we checked that out. You see no signs of damage here. Well, good. Yeah, that the weight in that boat got any heavier, the water line would rise compared to the boat, and they would have a leak. So that would be some big trouble there. Hi, I'm the shipwright, apprentice shipwright. Did you find anything that might need attention? The section I inspected seemed solid enough. I found a hole. On the port side near the bow, you say? All right, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies, I seem to have lagged behind. I could float in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I am happy to report no visible cracking or holes in my section of the hull. You're Lord Heian. The captain sent you to inspect the hull? Kami have mercy. Forgive us this discourtesy, my lord. Ha! 'Tis quite all right. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take it you are of Doma? Yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to turn. The Confederacy became my family. But someone told me they're releasing the conscripts now. Maybe my father will be among them. Not that I can go back. There's no leaving once you've joined. How fares Our Lady? Is she seaworthy? Captain, we found a small crack in the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. I see you have met the boy. Did he tell you his story? He babbles when he is nervous. Should his father be among the conscripts as he hopes, I mean to give him the choice to leave this life. If he so chooses, I expect you to see they are provided for. I have heard that those who join the Confederacy forswear all ties with kin and homeland. Is that oath so easily put aside? If I allow it. I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago. You say the words, you mean them, but the yearning for home still lingers. My family is long dead, and I know this life is my lot. But he has scarce dipped his toes with us. If there is a life for him in Doma, he should have the chance to live it. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many and more. Be it in Yanxia or out on the Ruby Sea, we have a duty to ensure that Ihanashi and others like him are free to dwell where they desire. Then the matter is settled. I will make preparations to cast off. Well, my friends, it seems we have our ship. Let us return to the Enclave. There we go. Lord Heian is expecting you. May I show you in? It seems Yugiri and Alphino completed their task before us. They have been waiting. We scouted the structure and determined the swiftest path to safety. In the event of hostilities, we will lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship to ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange and pray to the Kami these precautions were unnecessary. While we were putting our contingency plans in place, I left Hakuro in charge of organizing transport for the Imperial prisoners. He will see they arrive at the appointed hour, leaving us free to rendezvous with our Confederate allies. Come, they await us on the riverbank not far from the castrum. Here we go. Heading on over here to Castrum Fluminus or nearby. All right, Confederate skipper, please help us get on our way. Your party is assembled then. That's right. Aye, and ready for what lies ahead, I trust. Lest there be any confusion, though, the tower across the river is to be the scene of the exchange. That and whatever else Asahi has planned. But regardless of the ambassador's intentions, we will bring our people home. Yugiri, you are to evacuate the conscripts at the first sign of trouble. Yes, my lord. We, meanwhile, shall cover their escape and lend what support we can. Your ship awaits you at the Castrum's loading docks. She will see you safely home. Then all stand ready to play their part. Come, let us be about it.
At last, the hour has come. The conclusion to these negotiations will mark a new beginning for Dorma and the Empire. A first step on the road to peaceful coexistence.
Indeed. We are ready to proceed with the exchange when you are. Forgive my curiosity, Ambassador, but is there a purpose to these containers you bring with you?
Oh, the supply crates. They are filled with materials we hoped might be of use in Dorma's restoration. I meant to gift them to you at our last meeting, but we had so much else to discuss.
How very generous. I confess I had not expected such compassion. Welcome though it is. But then I was also surprised by the news that one of our captives had delivered herself into your custody ahead of time. A minor discrepancy I shall overlook in the spirit of the occasion.
Are you perhaps referring to me, Lord Hien?
Yotsuyu.
Orphan of the Nairi, widow of Sashihai, and acting Viceroy of Dorma! You and your people are mine to govern, mine to punish!
Well, well. It would seem your shattered mind is mended. As per our agreement with the Ambassador, you are free to return with him to the Empire. Your authority as acting Viceroy, however, is no longer recognized here.
My position is not for you to decide, little lordling. All who resist the rule of the Empire must be purged. Such was the order given to me by Lord Xenos himself. I will reign here in this putrid, pestilent swamp until the last of you has been broken. This land shall know no dawn. I will spew forth darkness and drown all in eternal night. And high above you I shall shine, uncaring, cold and distant as the moon!
Whoops.
What has she done?
Oh gods, this is a summoning. A Dorman citizen has called forth an icon in direct violation of our primary agreement. The negotiations have failed. Abandon the captives and make preparations to withdraw.
But Ambassador!
Disobey me, Pilus, and you disobey the Emperor. Make preparations to withdraw! Now!
As you command.
My lord, you must fall back!
You ask me to run?
A strategic withdrawal.
Spare my pride, would you? I know this foe is beyond me. The field is yours.
I'm glad you understand.
We will withdraw, but not without our countrymen. I want every soul accounted for. Every soul!
My lord.
I knew you would not flee. I see now the strength which flows from that baleful light of yours. But I am become Tsukuyomi, goddess of the moon and divinity of night. What power can compare to such celestial majesty? I shall plunge all I despise into darkness. And within that black abyss, even your light shall flicker and fail. Come, let us cast the stalks and look upon the fate of Dorma. I see a future in which the sun sets on this wretched land. Once and for all!
Okay, but first, just hold that thought, Tsukuyomi. I need to gather 7 companions here, I think, before we do this thing. Astrum Fluminous. Alright. Get some poetics from that. We'll queue up for that. And while that is going, let's see. Let's go to... we were doing our mining. Or attempting to do some mining when we were queued up for the last one. We'll go back and give that a try. See how long this takes. The timer says 9 minutes, but we'll see. See how long it takes. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Another sightseeing spot. Let's go ahead and get some more Fisher experience there. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. We're going through the hatches for Stormblood now. We're about ready to do our fight with Tsukuyomi. And just going to do some mining here while we, or try to do some mining anyways, while we wait for the queue. Says it's at 9 minutes now. Anyways, I hope you're doing fine. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. Let us know down in the comments what's going on with you. If you've got anything on your mind, even if you've got tips or suggestions for us here too as well, we appreciate that. Of course, if you'd prefer to just lurk and enjoy the atmosphere with us, by all means, do that too, because we're just happy to have you here with us. All right, feather iron ore. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, gonna miss some here with that 71%. Wow, missed 3 out of 4 on 71%. Great. All right, well, let's see how many we need. We need what, 20? Now, we could do this a couple times. Make sure we get all 4, but it's probably a waste, isn't it? Probably a waste. Good thing is that we will get some new gear once we complete this. This is our first level 65 gathering quest. We'll have to do botanist and fisher after this. Yeah, 50-50 on that one on 71%. Wow. Now see, that's lucky. We hit that gatherer's boon on 1%. Yeah, we should have figured that Asahi was going to start doing empire-y things there. Right. Let's do that. Let's turn off quick gathering. Unless we hit this 1% on the last one, we're going to stop there. We'll take another water crystal for the heck of it. Alright, so we can deliver the chunks to stick chicks over in Idleshire. Maybe we can do that. Let's see. And if we get caught in the middle of a cutscene or a dialogue, we'll just, and the queue pops, we'll just skip through that. Even though we don't prefer not to skip, but we're also going to make good use of our time while we're waiting for queues here. Was my merchant friend able to point you in the right direction? I believe so. Quest says I did it okay. Perfect. The quality is even better than the last batch you delivered. Nonowato, fetch Zansei and stack blocks for me. Stack blocks ear catches that Stick Chicks wants to trade tongue flaps with Gabi, but why is Zensei here? Shh. Take a look at this before you get too riled up. By the 12, I have never seen a mineral quite like this in my life. Stack blocks does not see this in Eorzea. Where did Uplander find it? We had our miner friend travel all the way to the far east to retrieve this for us. Once smelted, it can be used to create metal as light as a feather. Well, almost. Use this to create the vehicle's controls, and I am certain the decrease in weight will enable you two to design something very special indeed. Chief, I have not the foggiest idea what you are saying. Look, both of your attitudes are perfectly logical, but this is Idleshire, a place where goblins and men live in harmony. Are you telling me that our work should not reflect that? Why not make 2 sets of interchangeable pedals for the gob roller? One would be of suitable size for goblins, Lalafels, and other smaller races. The other would account for the realm's larger races. I am positive that if the two of you work together, you have the potential to create controls convenient for all races. I would not have bothered to request our miner friends' help otherwise. That's right. Chief, Stick Chicks is best Gabi. 2 brain cases are better than 1. It is hard to admit, but I was indeed in the wrong. Come on, Stack Blocks, let us start a mechanical revolution. Yet again, you have saved the day. My thanks, Anne. Excellent work today, as always. Let's head outside to discuss your next job. Yes, I'd like to believe there actually will be a next job. Mayhap I ought to consult with Slowfix about this. I just feel that something needs to be done to improve our working conditions. We can't very well expect to finish this project in a timely manner if we're bickering every step of the way. It also will not do to rely on your help forever. I have the utmost confidence in the ability of every single one of my workers. I just wish I could stop worrying about their personalities. If only there was some way they could all work in harmony. Ah, sorry, old girl. This is nothing for you to concern yourself with. Go and speak with Nonowato. He's been waiting more than long enough. And we're about 10.5 minutes into our queue now, it looks like. Allow me to thank you once again for all your hard work. I'd love to say this will be the last time we require your problem-solving talents, but recent events make me somewhat doubtful. I wish I could have helped myself, but someone in my position really needs to remain neutral during times like these. I wouldn't imagine we will be requiring your services, mining or otherwise, in the immediate future, so do take this chance to rest up. Yeah, and we'll take a new body piece for our first one, for 65 anyway. We got a new tool. There we go. Let's put that on our botanist and Fisher. Fisher is 65 now. Yep, they're 66. Good, so everybody gets to wear the coat. Now for botanist, let's see. We have to go out to Isari. Maybe closer to a port in from Namai. it is. Hey, some more experience here. See, 13 minutes into our queue, still showing just, oh, there we go. How about that? All right, let's wait, and we will change back to dancer and get on going here. All right, let's do it. See if I can remember how to do this one. Hope I can muddle my way through this one as well. Let's see, waiting on one tank. Maybe in the middle of doing something like we were. Let's see, who will I take the partner?
Oh, it's going to be a long night. Your end is near.
Might not have been the way to go about doing that one. Damn, I'll lose. Yep, I lost my stance for stepping in there. That was not smart to start that.
From mortal husk, I rise anew.
See if we can get through this.
Suffuse with night, I shall prevail. Beg them. In moonlight's chill shine petals pale.
Alright, now time she does the fans again here.
Beg them. Not yet. Not yet. I'll grind you under my heel.
We got double stack going on here. I think that's a bad idea. Single. Guess it's a single. Never can remember. It's hard to see. Well, I should turn off some effects. That would help. Yeah, I forgot to do that for this character. There they go.
I'll grind you under my heel.
Yeah, I've got the stack. Alright, somebody hefty can unleash here. I think I heard it. Somebody's going for it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, take it down, take it down. Good, got it. Alright. Cool. I got a player commendation for that one. Happens a lot when you're the last one in there. Or one of the last anyways.
You really must learn to finish the job. 'Tis true that a gaudy mirror and a handful of crystals make for a feeble summoning. But even the weakest icon is a god of sorts. A threat that must be put down. My, such hostility! These beings are the sworn enemies of the Empire. I merely did my duty as an Imperial officer. Will you surrender to anger then? Slay an anointed emissary to avenge a fallen foe?
Ha! You cannot, of course! To do so would burn the bridges we have labored so hard to build.
Oh, but I'm forgetting. They're already ash. This doorman woman has seen to that. The Empire cannot ally itself with any nation that refuses to renounce summoning. I believe I was most clear on that point. It should have been mine. The power he bestowed upon her. I should have been the one to govern Dorma. I would have repaid his faith.
No one alive loves him more than I!
Yeah, we know that Xenos fanboy.
Instead, this harlot betrayed his trust. Useless piece of filth! Worthless whore!
Just for the record, I do not support this level of misogyny here, or any level for that matter.
Thank you, dear brother, for this precious gift. Vengeance. These people, our people, they ignore the corruption which festers beneath the surface. Cast aside that which is dirty and broken. Speak not of things which would disrupt their dreary little life. Like you, Asahi. Always pretending not to see. You were the first. The first I swore to kill. Such bliss. I had thought my hunger insatiable. But now I am satisfied. You should feel honored, dear brother. I saved the last of my strength, just for you.
What's the matter? The Witch of Doma will soon be dead.
Yotsuyu deserved a kinder fate.
Her happiness was never to be. Not in this world. I wonder, was the fruit as sweet as he remembered?
Lord Xenos. Lord Xenos. I am at your disposal.
Asai, you were born of Doma, yes?
Yes, my lord. I am honored that you would remember me. How may I serve?
You are hereby appointed Ambassador Plenipotentiary, and empowered to speak with the voice of the Emperor. Return to your native land of Doma, and announce your intention to sue for peace.
For peace?
Once negotiations are underway, you are to locate the acting Viceroy.
She lives? That is to say, I will, my lord.
When you have found her, you will initiate a ritual to call forth an icon. I will instruct you in the necessary steps. Yotsuyu's faith is unreliable, but as a child raised to believe in the Kami, she will serve as a vessel for one of the Kojin's gods. She need only wish it to be so. The power will seem a gift, but the icon's essence will consume her. She will be no more than a husk, a slave to whim and desire.
My lord, ever since the day you saw fit to save my miserable life, I have dreamed of repaying your benevolence. Upon my honor, I swear to devote myself wholly to your service. All that you command will be done, no matter the cost. But I fear the subtleties of your plan yet elude me. From the reports I have heard, the champion who aids the Doman resistance would make short work of a single icon.
The icon is merely a message. The pacifist teachings of the Populares spread through this city like a plague. And I would remind the people of the threat we face. You will be my chosen agent. The hand which tolls the warning bell. The salvation of this world will not be won through the signing of treaties.
Your chosen agent. I will not fail you, my lord. My master, Lord Xenos, he will come for you.
You have prevailed, I see.
She is gone? Wherefore did the Kami spare us, only to inflict this pain?
Death shall not want for company this day. You spared us a worse disaster, but I fear our fledgling peace with the Empire was beyond saving.
Lord Hien!
Maxima, is it not? I assumed you long fled.
I entertain thoughts of escape even now. But our negotiations have yet to reach a satisfying conclusion. The ambassador insisted that the summoning spelled an end to our mission here. But it seemed to me there was more to the tale.
Xenos was behind this plot.
I have heard tell of this power you wield. And in your vision, you witnessed Lord Xenos giving these orders.
But how can that be? Xenos is dead. He took his own life after the battle in Alamigo. I saw his body with my own eyes.
Forgive me, but Lord Xenos is very much alive. He granted our party an audience prior to our departure. That he was gravely wounded is certain, but his recovery appeared to be proceeding apace.
I'm afraid I share Lord Hien's confusion. The man's death was confirmed and his remains interred. These are matters of public record.
I have no doubt you believe what you say. But what then is the explanation? That an impostor has infiltrated the innermost circle of the Imperial Court? The idea is inconceivable, absurd. But worthy of investigation nonetheless. Our movement can ill afford to have a highly placed pretender undermining our efforts.
Your efforts may yet bear fruit. Tell me, what is to become of our prisoner exchange? Though we have already taken custody of our conscripts, we have yet to release your Imperial comrades. Do you still intend to collect them?
Yes. As the late Ambassador's second-in-command, it falls to me to speak on the Empire's behalf. And I'm happy to confirm our intent to proceed according to the original agreement.
Then let us be about it. 'Twould be a pity to abandon such a promising beginning.
Indeed. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. As soon as our people are secure aboard our airship, we shall depart straightways for Garlemald.
Tread lightly, Pilus. I sense treachery awaits you there.
Might I accompany you to the capital?
Alphino, have you gone mad?
Yeah, Alphino, are you sure about this?
Imposter or no, if Xenos was instructing Asahi on the finer points of ritual summoning, then experience tells us there is an Ascian waiting in the wings. Without our knowledge and expertise, our new friends will be hard-pressed to contend with a foe for whom death is but a minor inconvenience. They need our help.
Were you indeed willing to share your knowledge of this enemy, we would not shun your counsel.
You truly mean to do this? In full knowledge of the danger?
I have seen the Warrior of Light risk her life on countless occasions. Next to her, I'm scarce more than a distraction on the battlefield. But in the meeting room or the audience chamber, there I can make a difference. I can strike bargains, forge ties, and change minds. And where better to do these things than in the home of our old enemy?
I believe in you, Alphino.
'Tis not for me to stop you. But I would have you consider an alternative arrangement. Rather than braving the Empire as a simple traveler, go forth as an emissary of Doma. Such a position should offer you some measure of protection.
Go then. You've obviously made up your mind. Just try not to do anything reckless, all right?
I shall be on my best behavior. Farewell, my friends.
I knew Asahi was planning some manner of treachery, but a summoning? Thank the kami you were here, my friend. None of us would have escaped Yotsuyu's vengeance had you not intervened. She was a pawn, aye, but she still had a choice, and she chose to submit to the ambassador's plan. Tis little wonder Gosetsu departed in silence. Yeah, I feel sorry for Gosetsu too. I gather he left the same way he came, alone aboard a rowing boat. As for the conscripts, most made it to the Sekibune before the battle began in earnest, but the vessel yet awaits on the riverbank for those who did not flee in time. Then I suggest we put this doleful place behind us and make for the Enclave together. 'Twould be a shame to miss the joyous reunion.
How often have I imagined this moment? Thank you for helping it come to pass.
Ah, there you are.
Gosetsu, your hair.
My friend, what have you done?
An old man who cannot raise his blade has no place in the service of a young lord. Thus did I decide to devote my remaining days to pilgrimage. I will walk this land, offering prayers of repose for all the souls who left this life in suffering.
All of them?
Safe travels, Gosetsu.
A fulsome farewell makes for an enjoyable journey.
Scarcely have we said our goodbyes to Alphino, and you leave us too. But 'tis well that my companions find their own way forward. I must endeavor to do the same.
I have faith that you will find the best path for Doma without me, my lord. Pray forgive me this last act of selfishness, and grant me your blessing.
You have earned it 1,000 times over. Go in peace, my friend. I shall make of Doma a land where children laugh, and none need live in fear.
There is no better way to honor those who went before. And with that, I take my leave.
Oh, wow. There's something about when Heian is bowing to the citizens there. It just kind of chokes me up sometimes, I think. Just to see that that level of trust and caring between everybody. Ah, Gosetsu, fair journey to you, my friend. A bittersweet occasion, but there is yet ample cause to be grateful. Pray, join us in the Kenkan. I would thank you properly. Our brothers and sisters are returned to us, and the dream of Doma's restoration is that much closer to being realized. It is a day that will live long in memory, and one that would never have dawned without the courageous actions of the Scions. On behalf of Doma and her people, we give you our deepest thanks. Lest you think me complacent, I assure you I have not forgotten the dark cloud on the horizon. That Xenos lives is a source of grave concern. mayhap the gravest, yet there is little to be done but wait for Alphino to send word. Until then, I plan to devote myself to fulfilling the promise I made to Gosetsu by building a nation in which none need live in fear. I confess I miss him already, but the thought that he has at last found peace goes some way to softening the blow. I wonder, did you ever stop to ask yourself why he showed Yotsuyu such kindness? I believe the answer lies in past tragedy, specifically the death of his wife and daughter during the invasion. Though he hid it well, they were never far from his thoughts, and in Yotsuyu's childlike mien, I believe he saw not a fallen tyrant, but the little girl who was lost to him. After the loss of his family, Gosetsu devoted himself wholly to the service of his country. He suffered any hardship, strove beyond the limits of endurance without hesitation or complaint. Though Tsuyu could never truly replace his daughter, I had hoped that with her at his side, he might live out the remainder of his days in relative contentment. Would that the kami had been so minded. Even now, I labor to discern any meaning in Yotsuyu's fate. To deliver her from certain death with no memory of her sins, only to leave her at the mercy of her stepbrother? Can that truly have been their will? That I cannot tell you. The will of the kami is not for us to know. But what I do know is that for a brief moment, a girl known as Tsuyu lived among us, and that she brought with her a whisper of respite for a grieving heart. I think it's time we were going, don't you? We've done all we can here, and we have a lot to report. But before we head back to the Rising Stones, let's call in at Ralger's Reach. We should be the ones to tell Lise about Xenos. After everything we went through together, we owe her that. Actually, let's see. First, I am going to run over to Isari and at least get the quest text out of the way. So all we have to do is just be gathering next time. Next time we're waiting for a queue to get our botanists ready to actually do the mining. Alright, so let's fly back over here again. Alright, Hikanami. Yes, I am Hikanami. I used to cultivate Walker's Papatoes a little to the north of the village, but that came to an end when my workers declined in number and there were not enough hands to help with the harvest. I have long since handed the field back to nature. If you are in luck, there may still be some growing in the wild in that same area. I no longer have any use for them. Feel free to take anything you find. And they're right there, but we're just going to continue on with the story. We'll come back here when we have to wait on a queue, or we finish all of Stormblood, then we'll come back here and do these. Okay, Ralger's Reach. Oh, thunderstorms in Ralger's Reach. Might be some interesting fishing here. And Alice, you're back. Huh? No Alphino. It's good to see you, Lise. As for my headstrong brother, he's off on what will most certainly turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Garlemald. It's a long story, but we have evidence that Xenos might still be alive. What? But that's... If this is a joke, gods, this had better be a joke. Look, I know what I saw, all right? We all saw it. And here you are saying he's alive and well and living the high life back in Garlemald? I know how ludicrous this sounds. I'm still having difficulty believing it myself, but while I might doubt the word of an Imperial envoy, I'm inclined to trust Anne's. She saw the Crown Prince through the Echo, in a meeting that could only have taken place in the recent past. It was him. It was Xenos. No. It must have been, I don't know, some kind of really convincing imposter. Xenos is dead. He had a great big hole in his neck. We buried him. Aye, and someone went to the trouble of desecrating the bastard's grave, remember? Halls, gilded halls. Whatever are you talking about? Thancred, what brings you to the Reach? Alphino had me lending a hand at the saltery, keeping an eye on the rebuilding work and so on, just until operations were up and running. And now that they are, I thought I might look in on you before wending my weary way back to headquarters. Forgive me if I misheard, but is there some suggestion the late Crown Prince could have gotten better? If so, might I suggest a quick look inside his coffin as our first order of business? As much as I hated the man, it doesn't feel right defiling his grave. But if it will put this rumor to rest, I suppose we have to. And when there are no curious eyes about, if we can manage it. Xenos is buried up at Bloodhow in the Locks. His grave was set apart from the others and left unmarked so as not to upset the locals. Then it shouldn't be too hard to find. Nago, you're in charge until I get back. Alright, so let's see. Porta Praetoria. And that is a ways out of the way, isn't it? This is it. Gods, he'd better be in there. Someone scrawled all over the stone a while ago, but I had it scrubbed off and thought no more about it. So no one thought to check if the coffin was still occupied. Well then, we are presented with but one course of action. And we had best be sure we are not observed in the doing of it. Shall we begin? Drum roll, please. Drum roll.
Oh dear. We seem to be missing a corpse.
Uh-oh.
Well, it must be somewhere. I only hope it isn't walking around.
Yeah. Final Fantasy XIV, the Zombie Edition. Well, so much for the not being seen part. If there's no corpse, then are we to conclude the rumors are true? Not necessarily. We might still be dealing with a doppelganger of some kind. An agent could have been sent to dispose of the body in a bid to lend credence to the tale of Xenos' resurrection. More and more, however, I find myself siding with Alphino's theory of Ascian possession. Speaking from experience, I can tell you they have no qualms about taking a living host, let alone a dead one. You're saying an Ascian is walking around in Xenos' body? It seems a distinct possibility. Once I have put this grave back the way we found it, I shall pay a visit to the people responsible for interring the Crown Prince. Before leaping to any conclusions, I want to know for sure if a body was ever buried here, and how certain we are that Xenos was properly dead. If he wasn't, that was some trick. He as good as cut his own head off. Anyway, Ralban needs to hear about this. If you find anything out, send word to me at Ralger's Reach. I don't know why I'm surprised. With matters settling down in Doma, we were due another crisis. Shall we make for the Rising Stones then? It's past time we shared these developments with the others. Absolutely. Oh, thanks for the instant transport. While I was waiting for you to arrive, I spoke with Urianger over Link Pearl and gave him a full report. Y'shtola is on her way and should be here any... Alice, Anne, 'tis good to see you safe and well. What news have you from the east? Well, you see, it's kind of like this. Disturbing developments indeed. Given all that we know, I too would conclude that an Ascian now inhabits Xenos' body. A doppelganger might fool the Crown Prince's subordinates, but Anne? Nay, Alphino had the right of it. Would that his wisdom extended to the question of his own safety. Capable though he has become, he ventures alone into the enemy's stronghold, and the shadowy web of the Paragons, like as not. When it comes to making rash decisions, I'm hardly in a position to criticize, but I'm worried. I just wish there were something I could do for him besides pray. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... We cannot suffer icons to exist. Was I not clear on this point? More than clear. The icon in question was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead, and the rite beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan, every party behaving exactly as required. My methods may seem extreme, but there is no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of this star. Spoken like a true Scion. What are you doing fiddling with that thing? I asked you a question, soldier. What are you... Have you lost your mind? Ah! I have lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. There upon the stage I stood, prepared to take my final blow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins? Embrace goodness and mediocrity? Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. Hey, Lily. Hey, Blitzjäger. Good to see you all. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for that follow, Blitz. I really appreciate it, too. All right, let's see here. How's everybody doing today? Oh, what are we getting? Getting a new emote, Ponder. It's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for word from Alphino. Oh, saw me on TikTok. Cool. Yeah, well, I'm glad to know it worked. I guess yesterday was the first day I posted an announcement of being live on Twitch over on TikTok. So, yeah. Thanks for checking me out. Yeah, we're going through Stormblood here. We're in the patches currently. We're running through the whole story unskipped, including Crafters and Gatherers. Just got back from a nice long walk with your dog. The weather's gorgeous and everything is in full bloom. So pretty. Oh, well, that's nice. Yeah. I woke up this morning to thunderstorms. Or at least heavy rain. I haven't really heard any thunder, really. It's just been heavy rain here today. But it is more temperate, like spring-like weather for us. So it is kind of nice outside, temperature-wise. Well, thanks. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know about that, everybody. I appreciate that. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to be getting on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with the tale of your adventures in the Far East and of your encounter with this new primal especially. I'll put the kettle on then. That table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. Alright, let's see what that does here. Okay, here we go. Some cutscenes coming up. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Set aside plenty of time here. Interesting. So this Tsukuyomi was summoned in much the same manner as Susanoo, via the medium of a sacred relic. That's right. They believe their gods, or kami, reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalog of such relics, but if we are to contain the threat, we will require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea, and I know for a fact that our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information which could help to prevent further summoning in the region. I will pen you a letter of introduction. Lord Heian will wish to welcome our resident expert on etherology. Greetings. Could it be that I'm in time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhouse gravekeepers. They all told me much the same story. Once Lise and her officers had confirmed Xenos' death, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt their testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed the act to have been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamegan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scrawl was removed as per Lisa's instruction, no one involved thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, 'tis like that the corpse was already missing. Assuming Xenos has not in fact risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of to lend credence to the claims of an extremely committed impostor, or an Ascian has taken up residence within it. If Asahi was as fervent a devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with an Ascian and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more such monsters are waiting for Alphino and Garlemald? Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risks. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Meanwhile, on the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft, what's that, 75? L or L-25, whichever way they say it. Master Alphino, we are making good speed towards our destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, 'tis just... I can see naught from my cabin and was curious to know the land over which we flew. Ah, I am afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such niceties. I am happy to indulge your curiosity, however. We are presently passing over the Burn, on the western edge of Othard. Even with the benefit of a porthole, your gaze would have been greeted with naught but malms upon malms of lifeless earth. I have read something of the Burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry of every last drop of ether. Aye, it is believed that a succession of icon summonings was responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to Othard and beheld this blight, he is said to have reeled at the scale of the devastation. He declared icons a threat to our very star's existence and issued an empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of all such entities. Report. We're under attack, sir. Magitech armor. No visible designation. Magitech? But who? Ah! All cannons, return fire. Damage report. The main reactor's been hit. Helm, unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it! They knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact. Glad to have you back, Master Alphino. We have landed in one piece, more or less. But the air filtration system is damaged and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we can. Aye. Aye. Here we go, a duty. All right, level 70 cap. Hey, look at me, I'm Alphino. Awesome. What have I got? I've got Physic, Tri-Shackle, Starstorm, Ruin 3. Let me get my pointer over here. Single target, Ruin, right. Tri-Shackle. Potency of 30 to target and all enemies. There's an AoE, and then I guess that will be our limit break. And healing if we need it. Alright, search for survivors. Well, I guess I will smack it a bit then. Use Physic to heal them. Okay. Bling. Revive the wounded soldier. Click on him? Okay. My thanks. I don't think I would have made it. Yes, you very likely saved his life. The question of who would try to take it remains, however. Oh, well, we better fight some folks, it looks like. Alright, get me out of the event here. I guess I better not be running while I try to do that. Switch over here to Ruin, I think. Do the lower powered guy first, get him out of the way. There we go. Maxima is certainly not very tanky, I guess. Okay. Confound it. Not here. Not like this. What? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait. You are calm in a crisis, Master Alphino. Let us finish this then. Okay. Yay, go Alphino. Alright, let's see. Thank you, menacing mercenary. Alright, there we go. We got our... Yeah, we can... I think we can only get 2. Let's see what happens here. Alright, disrupted that. Pointer focus here. Yeah, get back there in the circle just in case. Alright, they're done. Yay, duty complete. Oh, Blitz, yeah, this is yeah, I've played through this many times. This is just one I've wanted, a new character I created to play through it all the way without skipping. So yeah, we're not worried about spoilers here or anything like that, Blitz. If you have something you want to say about any part of the game or any part of the story, past, present, or future, by all means, feel free to talk about it. My thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. Well, well. I did not think to meet an Eorzean in this place, let alone a Scion. You know of me, sir? I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. You know your assailants and the severity of your predicament? The soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. And I could venture a guess as to their motive, but you yet have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking, and as for our purpose, let this be your answer. Ascian mask. The face of our prey. Yeah, no problem, Blitz. Yeah, I appreciate you checking with us first. Yeah, I put down in the tags that backseating's allowed, and I don't remember if I put any spoilers or anything like, no spoilers or anything like that down there. But yeah, I appreciate you checking. We're just playing through the game here, just enjoying it. It's been years since I've actually watched all the story, except for, of course, the latest expansions and all. Oh, you can hear his voice now, Lily? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I'm the guy who sounds a little bit like Darth Vader. But yeah, I've leveled several characters from, you know, beginning all the way up through 90, including crafting and gathering, and I've typically just been skipping, just mashing through everything for those. And I thought, you know what? On stream here, what I'll do is I'll just do a full playthrough without skipping anything. That'll help remind me, and perhaps anyone else who cares to watch and go through the game with me as well. Because I've forgotten some of the finer points of the story, without a doubt. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Even should we manage the long trek out of the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed, we accept your gracious offer. Shadowhunter will suffice for the present. Come. Yes, Mr. Shadowhunter. That is some collection. I feel that I started about a month after Endwalker dropped and grinded to the end in about 2.5 months. Yeah, it does take some time, doesn't it? Especially if you watch the cutscenes and all that too. This is intolerable, but as much as I wish it were otherwise, there is nothing we can do for Alphino now but pray for his success. Well, that is not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me, Alice, but the provinces are hostile territory, and stealth is all important. It is safer that I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. I'll go with him. And how exactly would that be any better? I must refuse your company as well, my friend. Formidable though you are, the success of my mission depends on moving unnoticed, and lest you forget, you have grown rather famous. I trust you understand. Fine. Just promise you'll be careful. It seems that praying is to be the extent of my contribution after all. but I will stay behind as I have been bid. We all have our talents. Mine just happens to involve a silver tongue and soft souls. I promise to send word the moment I learn aught of consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Aldenard vessel to bear me thither, but I shall return if I am needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Anne. With any luck, I'll have a painfully detailed report from Alphino to share. I learned the emote Ponder. All right. And that looks like that's the end of one of the patches there. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, Anne, if you've come here hoping for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Everything is exactly as it was. Ishtola is still investigating primals in the Far East. Thancred is still gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces, and Alphino is still out there somewhere. There's been no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls. And all the while, I'm just meant to sit around here waiting. It's driving me mad. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from the Eorzean Alliance. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. My lady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of Ascian interference, and they humbly request the presence of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Having assessed intelligence provided by the Alamegan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Xenos' remains, they too suspect Ascian involvement and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As the foremost authorities on our foe, your Order's counsel would be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I'd say this one falls to us, by which I mean I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust? I'd rather not. Just do the fun things sometimes. If you would rather not, how do you think I feel? I despise formal occasions, as you well know, but in the absence of Alphino and the others, we'll just have to grin and bear it, won't we? I guess so. Okay, Mom. Well, there you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. The time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in Alamigo. By your leave. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer, but standing mutely at a meeting would still be better than the nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Thancred? What's going on, man? All right, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Good old Riol. Did I hear right, Riol? Is Thancred coming back? Aye, that he is. Says he's acquired some important intelligence. Being in Garlean territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case the Imperials were listening in. So, he said he'd head back as quick as he could, and to make sure someone was waiting for him in the Alamegan quarter. Understood. Anne and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. off to the Alamegan Quarter. Yeah. Today's run through has been pretty exciting compared to yesterday, anyways. You two are a sight for sore eyes. Now all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a cup, will you? Traipsing through Imperial territory is thirsty work.
God, I needed that.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Quite. Without further ado, then. After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance. But not all have given up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope, then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamegan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Doma has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphonse should have arrived by now. Could they be holding in there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphino's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphino?
Spoke with, no. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out. The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphino's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
Loath though I am to neglect making preparations for the council, we must act swiftly before Alphino's trail goes cold. I propose we first pay Hien a visit. He's sure to want to hear about these developments, and he may well be able to advise us on how best to reach the burn. A sound plan. And Y'shtola is in Doma, is she not? I dare say she'd join you in the search if you asked her nicely. While you see to all that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. You may leave any preparations for the Council to me. Thank you, Thancred. Right, to Doma then. We have much and more to share with Y'shtola. Back to the Doman Enclave. Oops, she's over here, not inside with Lord Hien. That is curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear what you have told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you, milady. You are most kind. Well, well. Two faces from the dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was that you were speaking with? A local miner who supplies crystals for the rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that I had some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel. Just now, he brought me one of his recent finds. It was precisely as he described, devoid of elemental energy, and eerily reminiscent of the de-aspected crystals that manifested in Eorzea in the days prior to the calamity. We would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed, but on a more positive note, the locals seem to have taken a liking to you. More an interest in than a liking to, I think. The sight of a Makote with a peculiar contraption upon her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard they may have for me I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I am pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. So, the fact that they are objects of worship is the key. They are themselves suffused with the requisite belief. Correct. Such sacred relics as the Kojin collect obviate the need for religious fervor in the summoner, Yotsuyu being the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it served to amplify her desires and give them form. a form nourished through the power of crystals also provided by her brother, and thus was Tsukuyomi brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know of naught that will avail us save to keep watch over the movement of relics and crystals, as if we did not have enough to keep watch over already. But I doubt you came all this way to hear that which may be perused in a report. Has something happened to Alphino? We think so. And here's what we know. I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Ishtola. I should be glad of your help, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go on ahead and request an audience with Lord Hien. Alice puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her at the Kienkan. Lord Hien is expecting you. May I show you in? Greetings, my friend. Alice has explained all to me. Needless to say, you shall have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphino's trail does lead to the burn of all places. Feel the burn. The region known as the Burn occupies a special place in Garlean history. Every child in the Empire is familiar with the tale. In the distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with life, but successive summonings saw it bled dry of ether and reduced to a desert. It was upon beholding the devastation that primals had wrought that Emperor Solus was spurred to embark upon his crusade against their kind. The burn offers a glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know you of any reason why Alphino might have gone there? Aye, mischance. Though it lies on the route to Garlemald, it is no place to make a stop. My guess is they encountered some manner of trouble there. In any event, I am of the same mind as Alice. We have no choice but to take our search to the burn. Given the considerable distances involved, 'tis best we went by bird. Anne and I have our yoles. Ugary, will you ready falcons for the others? I shall gather our swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce there is an overlook. Pray, join us there once you have seen to your preparations. There we go. If everyone is here and possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, our destination is a barren wasteland. There is no civilization to speak of for 100 malms in all directions. Take care you do not lose your way. Yay! Alright. Another duty we will queue up for. Make sure we turn off that one. Alright, let's see what we got here. Maybe 9 minutes or thereabouts. Well, let's go harvest some papatoes while we wait then. And it says about 9 minutes wait time. We'll see how that works out. Not that way. Go out here. And we could use 20 of those Papatoes here. There they are. Wow, that didn't bump my gathering much at all wearing this new piece of garb. Huh. This may be a higher level gathering node than the mining one, maybe. Well, we'll get some more gear once we complete this botanist quest here too. Alright, halfway there. Let's see, let's go ahead and 100% ourselves here and gather one there. And see how many we get without boosting our gathering here. If we can get at least 2, we'll be good to go. There we go, 17. Wow, good, 100% on that one. And we're 4 minutes into our queue now. Still only showing me as being prepared for that one. Alright. Turn off quick gathering and just grab the last 2 that we need. Here we go. And some water crystals. Alright, let's take those to Edgeth and Idleshire then. And delighted to see you have returned safe and sound. Was the spinner on your side? Yes, it was. I got some potatoes, or Papatoes here. So this is the much sought after Walker's Papatoe. Ah yes, upon closer inspection it certainly has a different hue compared to the common Papatoe. Well then, all that remains is to replant them. That hardly took any time at all, and you pretty much did it all by yourself. I'm truly beginning to wonder if I shouldn't just entrust the mud plots to your much more capable hands, Anne. Haha, looks like you're enjoying yourself, Edgeth. What in the world? Sawney, whatever brings you here? Me and my blonde afro. Well, you know, I thought it'd be good of me to check on how things are going from time to time. I'm no good with a hatchet, that's for sure, but I am your boss in name at least. Much obliged to make your acquaintance. The name's Sawney. I'm in charge of green grub mud plots, although, as you've doubtless worked out, Edgeth does all the real work around here. Speaking of which, how are things coming along? Quite well, entirely thanks to Anne here, admittedly, but, well, you know better than most how useless I am. Listen, Edgeth, I've no problem with a bit of humility, but you're well on your way to beating your self-confidence to a bloody pulp. Have you already forgotten just who it was that created this place? But just look how crooked some of the plants are growing. And the leaves on that tree aren't as green as they should be. Honestly, when are you going to learn to stop being so harsh on yourself? Striving for improvement is one thing, but there's no point comparing yourself to the best botanist in the bleeding realm. Sorry for all of this. She might not belong to the Botanist's Guild like you, but she's a lot better than she dares give herself credit for. I reckon she'd give guild veterans a good run for their money even. I'd really appreciate it if you'd give her a little praise every now and then. Only when she's deserving of it, of course. Here's hoping that picks her spirits up a bit. See ya. Oh, Sawney, he truly is far too kind to me. All I ever wanted as a child was to someday be a botanist. I was ready to spend my every waking moment studying for that one goal. But it wasn't to be. My family died when I was still little, leaving me to fend for myself. It was all I could do to survive, and there was no room for dreams. It was when I was on the verge of giving up that I met Sawney. He gave my life some semblance of order amongst all the chaos. This allowed me to pick up the fragments of my dream and finally begin studying botany. I never thought that all that studying would actually serve a purpose someday. But that's enough about boring old me. Seeing Sawney again for the first time in a while brought back memories of the past. Memories I'm sure you don't need to hear any more about. As for the work at hand, there's not a whole lot we can do until the crossbreeding is complete. I'm sure you must be tired from your travels to the Far East. By all means, have a rest and stop by again in the near future. Alright, let's see what's got some good gathering on it here. Hand piece for 118. Yeah, I'll take the hands here. There we go. I appreciate the offer, Blitz. Pop on over to Diablos and try to help with the queue times. Yeah, I appreciate that. Let's just wait a bit here and see. We're at 9 minutes now on the queue time. It's usually not too bad. You know, we just kind of do whatever we can in the meantime. And what job do you like to play, by the way? Or maybe you have several you like. I don't know. Alright, well let's see. We can try fishing. Switching to Fisher. Swishing to Fisher. Warrior main. Oh, okay. Tank. Yeah, I'm not very good at tanking, or I haven't felt comfortable with it. Or healing too much for that matter, so I've been sticking with DPSs for the most part. I may change that in the future sometime. Maybe do a series of learning streams here for me so people can help me learn how to do some of these jobs too. That could be fun. Alright, let's head on over to Wawalago. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'll accept that. No problem. Let's see. Go to Limsa Lominsa for the fishing quest there. Oh, I need to put on all my new gear too. Don't forget to do that. There we go. And let's see, yeah, at 11 minutes now. And I have auspicious news. Auspicious indeed for the ravishing, or so I reckon. Reyna has ascertained the site of the shooting star's spawning beds. Oh, Lily, you were scared of tanking and healing too, but now have a white mage at 90. Currently leveling Gunbreaker in Dark Knight. White mage is way easier than you thought. Wow, yeah, I've actually unlocked all the other jobs, you know, on various characters. Like, I tell you that, see, I've played through tanks, I guess up to level 50 or so on some characters, but I tried unlocking Gunbreaker, and every time I try to do that initial quest for Gunbreaker, I have big trouble with that. There's probably something I'm not understanding correctly about playing Gunbreaker. Dark Knight, though, was kind of interesting. I did enjoy working on that one for a while, and that might be a fun one to do. If only you didn't have to level it up for 20 levels after you unlock it, so you could continue on with the story, you know, from that point. But yeah, that's a fun tank job too. And as far as healers, yeah, I mean, I've tried healing, and it's okay for me, I guess, up through level 50 or so. But I don't know. I think it's confidence more than anything, making sure I understand everything that I have to do and everything that's needed for me to do it correctly. And Blitz, let's see, you just enjoy support roles over DPS. I got you. So pick tank as a start. Have not looked back. Leveling healers now, though need to level a few DPS. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it is I feel more comfortable with DPS. I think I kind of have the whole single target versus AoE and crowd control kind of aspect worked out in my head anyways. So I position all my skills on the hotbar or the crossbar, so it's easy for me to switch, you know, from one aspect to another like that and just stay out of the orange puddles. Let's see, Lily says only ran duty support with my Dark Knight for the first 10 levels or so. Because scared of failing a party. Yeah, that's what my biggest fear is too, is, you know, people that actually relying on you to do your job correctly and everything. I do worry about that too. Oh, hey, Mr. Biggs, good to see you on the screen there. Awesome. It is just as she thought. After they hatch, the Red Rovers ride the raging currents of the Ruby Sea that rush from east to west. So it is that they eventually emerge on the edge of Lanaska. Of course, the moment I mentioned this mote of information to Gov, he marched right to the coast, saying he had a mission to make for the Ruby Sea. While I appreciate his ardor, I do hope he doesn't intend to swim all the way there. After all, it takes schools of shooting stars twice his size quite some time to span that distance, and they have a current to carry them along. Meanwhile, Reyna herself did the sensible thing by setting out on a sailing vessel. Ah, how I yearn to travel to exotic locales yonder like you young ones. But any sudden sabbaticals would be strikingly suspicious, especially to the ever-skeptical Sisipu. Any road, Reyna sails the seas even as we speak. You'll want to seek her out in the port town of Kugane. Oh, and do relay to her my most recognizable regards. A rousing wink of the right eye should suffice. Ho. All right, I guess we could do that too. Let's see, go wink at Reyna, I suppose. Yeah. Eastern bow for Mr. Biggs there. Thank you so much. I'm going to head on off to Kugane here. Actually, I bowed to your dragon. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what happens when you get older here. You just don't pay attention to some details quite as well. At least for me, that's what's happening to me. These games help me keep my reflexes up a little bit too, so that's another good thing. Oh, okay. Jaeger says, I get that. Had the same fear at the start, but had a random healer teach me. And for the most part, I have learned, unless you're going wall to wall, a good healer can keep you alive through almost anything. Yeah, that is true too. I hear that. So anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward actually to, once I finish this series here, I may restart another run through of Final Fantasy XIV and commit myself to just being a tank or a healer throughout the whole thing. And we'll just see what happens, you know. We'll learn from our failures and practice all the good points that I can learn from, you know, whoever's here to help out and enjoy the stream with us. So that could be another fun stream to do, perhaps. Let's see what Raina's got to say. We're 17 minutes into the queue now, it looks like. There you are. Even for a veteran fisherwoman who prides herself on her patience, that felt like an eternity. What took you so long? And Lily says that's the important thing. Keep you alive. As a healer, you don't have to keep everyone at 100% all the time. Just keep them from dying or res them when it happens. Yeah, that's true too. And from what limited experience I've had being a healer, that it gets kind of nerve-wracking for me when I see their health going down. I guess I just love trying to keep everybody topped off, but just have to realize you can't keep everybody topped off all the time, or you'll either run out of MP or get hit yourself by something that you shouldn't be standing in. So it is interesting, definitely interesting. And Raina says, then again, I suppose we'll be waiting even longer for Gov. I heard that he's taken upon himself to swim all the way there, although I can't say I'm that surprised. Anyhow, to business. I was able to determine what the locals call the fish that best matches the description of the Sahagin's shooting stars. The most likely candidate is known as the Haritsuge. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Unfortunately, all of the fishermen I spoke to insist that they haven't seen them near the shores of late, but don't worry, as I have a plan. If we've exhausted our options on the surface, why not turn to others more in tune with developments in the depths? I speak, of course, of the Kojin, a tribe of aquatic beastmen not unlike our friend Gov, though hopefully more agreeable. If anyone can enlighten us about life under the Ruby Sea, I dare say it's them. What say we venture out to their port in Tamamizu and see what they can tell us? Well, sounds like a plan, I guess. Let's head to there then. Ahaha, a talking fish, and a large one at that. What will they think of next? The talking fish is a friend of yours, perchance? What brings him here, and you, for that matter? You come in search of fish with shimmering scarlet scales that spawn in these waters and travel to the western seas? Yes, such fish were once plentiful here, but I fear we have not seen them of late. They have disappeared from the Ruby Sea as well, then we have come all this way for nothing. You are a picky one. Surely you are aware that there are other fish in the sea, and far tasty ones at that. I would be happy to show you how to catch some of our most delightful delicacies. The shooting stars are not for eating, they are for watching. Or have you never taken time to admire the seas and all their beauty? You are an interesting one indeed. I have never thought to appreciate the beauty of my meals, but Perhaps there is something to what you say. I will do what I can to help you find these shooting stars of yours, but know that fish you seek grow fewer and fewer in number by the day. The massive schools once seen swimming in droves in the open waters are no more. If any remain, you are like to find them in the waters near Shoal Rock. Truly, the shooting stars still remain. You heard the Turtle Man, my friends. We must swim to this Shoal Rock without delay. Eager as ever, isn't he? While I admire his enthusiasm, I would form a more solid plan of action before we go rushing off. Care to join me at the Isle of Becco, Anne? I suppose so. Alright, let's see what bait I might need here. Live shrimp, yeah, I think that's the one. You know what, and I'll pick up a few metal spinners too while I'm here. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Where's the... There's one spot out here. As you might have expected, Gov has already plunged himself into the depths below. It might be a while before he comes back. Sahagin seemed to forget the passage of time down there. But where was I? Ah, yes, there is one small favor I would ask of you before we go off in search of the Haratsuge. Remember, our mission is not only to find out whether they still exist, but also to learn the cause of their dwindling numbers and determine whether the damage is reversible. As such, I'd like you to catch me 3 of the immature shooting stars, Haratsugi sprags, if you will, that inhabit these waters, and do be careful when you unhook them. They need to be in pristine condition for observation. Will you do that for me? In the meantime, I'll hunt down a proper vessel to give our catches enough room to swim around. I'd rather not face Gov's wrath if they go belly up before he returns. Alright, so catching some Haratsuge sprags. And I happen to know that the best place is to go inside this little rock here. And I think it's live shrimp I need for these. I may need to double check that. Let's just get over here somewhere. Yeah, it even says the mark for the quest search for the spawning grounds has been detected. Let's try this live shrimp. See if we get any luck, have any luck here. Nothing bites. Oh, it's not suited then. Okay. Oh, because I've got salmon roe on there. Now wait a second. I thought I bought... Did I not buy any live shrimp? I guess I didn't. Well, heck. What did I do? I forgot to crank that purchase number up, I guess. Well, shoot, let's try a metal spinner for the heck of it then. See if that works in here. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there's 2 DPSs queued up now for our duty. If this doesn't get it, I'll need to go back and grab those live shrimp I meant to get. Got something from the metal spinner. A ruby laver. Okay. anchovy. Booch 2. I'll throw that one off my hotbar. I've got it down on the cross hotbar there. Dare I hope? There we go, there's one. Yeah, that one takes longer. If it takes a while for that to hook, then it's probably one of those Haratsuge sprags. The other ones hook a little faster. Yeah, like that. That's not going to be one. And the fish gets away anyways. Oh, back to 1 DPS in the queue now. And that's a double banger, so don't know what that's going to be. Be a new fish for us. A butterfly fish. There's another double. Oh, okay, Blitz. Well, let's go. Let's give that a try then. Hang on a second. I'll stop here and switch back to Dancer real quick. We'll see if that helps us along. All right, let's fix this here. Withdraw. There we go. There it is, friend list. There we go. All right. And you're over on your 90 war. Alrighty, let's see here. Get back into the duty here. All right, see how that goes. Thank you for that. Yeah, I appreciate the offer. Usually it's not too bad waiting for stuff, but you know, here it's Sunday morning and don't know if there's many people from like Europe or Asia. Yeah, Q should move faster, but you know, it's going to depend on what's going on, but we'll see. We can sit here and fish a bit while we wait for that to happen. We got 1 out of 3 anyway, so that's cool. Another ruby laver. Getting decent experience too doing this fishing, so that's nice. Ah, it gets away again. More fish getting away. Oh, those are quite the rare catch, too, I believe. Getting those Harutsuge sprags. But it's kind of relaxing. Just kind of kick back, listen to music, or do something else while catching these things. There's another. That's promising. I think that's possible. Nope. Not quite long enough. Yeah, we're coming up on 5 minutes into the queue now. Here, fishy, fishy, come on. I just need one more of you. Well, oh, there we go. I don't know if I'm zoning out or something, mashing the wrong thing there. And that was too fast. Let's see. That wasn't very slow. That was too fast also, I think. Yep. Just a ruby laver. I'm going to be able to do some good desynth, get some good culinary and desynthesis here from these fish too, the ones that I'm not using. And if you're just recently joining us, welcome. We're happy to have you here. We're getting through the patches from Stormblood, on our way to tackle the burn currently, doing some fishing while we wait here. We're going through the whole Final Fantasy XIV story for our battle jobs and crafters and gatherers, unskipped. So we're just kicking back, relaxing, enjoying the story, and seeing what we can get accomplished here today. Hope you're doing all right. If you want to let us know down in the comments what's going on with you, I'd appreciate hearing about that. Or of course, if you just prefer to lurk and enjoy the atmosphere in the game with us, by all means do that too. We're happy to have you here. There we go, got all of our Haratsuge sprags here. See if we are able to turn those into Reina. See if I can avoid the music. Yeah, there we go. In discussing the Haratsuge with local fishermen, I was able to learn that they're a type of herring, but I suppose they're most recognizable by their striking color. Were you able to find them? Check these out, Reina. Incredible! Why, even at this size, they truly are breathtaking to behold, are they not? Confining them to a bucket feels like a crime. At any rate, let us wait for our finned friend to return. And if our queue pops, we will skip this for sure. Shh, they are far smaller than the ones I remember, but there can be no doubt about it. These are indeed shooting stars. It eases my heart to know they still swim among us. And, Reina, words cannot suffice to express my gratitude. I searched for so long in waters familiar and foreign, all to no avail. For Anne here to find them in such a short span of time, it is clear her knowledge of and passion for the sea are without compare. Always happy to be of service. And now, Gov, I would take them to a proper expert to have them classified and examined. Worry not, I'll take good care of them. You have my word. Psh, you have more than proven yourself. I will leave it in your capable hands. In the meantime, I will return to that talking turtle and share the knowledge of what we have found. Perhaps he can enlighten us further. I'll exercise the utmost of care in delivering the Haratsuge to Anselm in Ishgard. We must ascertain their precise physiology and whether or not they suffer from some sort of illness. In the meantime, I would appreciate if you could tell Guildmaster Wawalago we will contact him as soon as our observations turn up fruit. Isn't this exciting, Anne? I can scarcely wait to see where this leads us next. Okay, back to Limsa then. Oh, there we go. Unable to leave the area. All right, here we go. Let me get my dancer on here. And we're gonna go. Let's do it. And since we're not skipping things, we'll be watching all the cutscenes too while we do this.
Make ready, friends! We are come to the burn!
Everyone, land where you can! We must wait out the storm!
Alright, I'm first boss of the dungeon here. See if I can remember what I need to do here. Hailfire. Alright, which one? I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, I gotta get in there. Yeah. Did I make it? Alright. Holy crap. Alright, that should be it. There we go. Alright. Good job, guys. Ooh, already a number 2, that's good. Auxiliary drone. Where is he? Oh. There we go. I'm just impressed I noticed which one wasn't activated. Oops. What are they going to do here? Reinforcements? Oh, not sure. Yep, there we go. There's a piece for me. We didn't get that other one. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, barely. Just barely got that. Let's see, where's this spot here? Not sure. Yeah, there we go. Better get my dance step ready here. Oh well, that figures. I did not see it. Got him. All right. That was so close trying to take out those three before that AoE got to the edge of the arena there. But at least we did it. Thank goodness. There we go. Got that. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Ah, there you are. Between contending with bloodthirsty beasts and sand in my every conceivable place, I had begun to despair of finding you again.
Do you recognize the crashed ship over yonder? Mistress Alize and I briefly inspected it. It is the vessel that bore Master Alphino away.
But there was no sign of him, nor of Maxima and his people.
War Machina. It would seem they were involved in a struggle. There may be clues. We should split up and search the area.
Hey, no worries, Blitz. You did fine. That was great. I'm the one who worries about whether I'm doing it well enough or not, to be honest with you.
Over here! The insignia on this man's uniform identifies him as one of the Emperor's personal guard.
Hand-picked soldiers, answering only to the royal family.
That would explain why all the casualties are Garlean. They were fighting their own.
You're saying the Emperor was behind all this? That Alphino is his prisoner?
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. Yeah, we don't know that yet.
Aye, we must not jump to conclusions. Besides, Alphino is more than capable of looking after himself, is he not?
Absolutely.
I suggest we return to Doma to consider our options. Whatever happened here, Master Alphino is long gone, and any subsequent search may safely be left in the hands of the shinobi.
Where in the world are you, brother? If you die on me, I will never let you hear the end of it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Blitz. I appreciate you hanging out with us there and helping us with that party there. I'm going to go ahead and disband. And we're going to actually leave the stream here for today. I usually stream about 3 hours from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Tuesdays, well, Tuesday through Sunday typically, but I won't be streaming tomorrow. We'll be back for more Final Fantasy on Tuesday morning. And then following that on Wednesday morning, we'll be doing our Infinite Undiscovery compulsive mode run that we're doing on hard mode there. So anywho, let's see. We'll just leave it here for today. We'll look for a channel to raid out into, see if there's one that's interesting for everybody. But listen, thank you all so much for being here with me today. You could have been doing anything you wanted this morning or afternoon, evening, and you chose to spend some time with me, so I really appreciate that. Thank you all so much for that. Let's see what we've got for raid possibilities here, and we will do that.